Hey, what's up everyone? It's Ben the Store Skater. Got a kind of balanced yoga routine for you today, so something you can do on a regular basis just to feel good. It's got a little bit of stretching, a little bit of strengthening, a little bit of everything. So to get started, gonna lie down on your back and bring your knees slightly up. You can have your heels on the floor, your toes kind of dangling in the air, and your knees, like I said, a little bit raised. So not all the way raised like this, not all the way down, just kind of a nice happy medium. Then place your hands on your belly and just start to breathe here. We're gonna do somewhere around 5 breaths in the nose and out the nose, or in the nose and out the mouth. And as you breathe, I want you to purposefully expand your stomach and torso area in every direction. So as you breathe, you should feel the hands get lifted by the stomach on the inhale. And then you'll feel the hands fall on the exhale. When you're breathing, go to a count of 4 or 5 seconds for the inhale and exhale each. So inhaling like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in addition to feeling your hands rise and fall on the belly, also try to expand the side of your body outward and push your back into the ground just a little bit. So that happens when you breathe in, and then when you breathe out, contract everything a little bit and kind of bring it back to center. Maybe you feel your belly button squeezing in just a little bit. And this is not a very exaggerated or intense motion. It can be a fairly relaxed motion following the breath, moving your torso and belly to expand as you breathe in, and then contract as you breathe out. Let's go for one more breath with that. So then next, what I want you to do is bring your feet up so your legs kind of make a 90-degree angle here. You see what I'm saying? Kind of like this. And then once you're there, bring your whole body over toward the right side and lie down. What I want you to do now is take your left arm, so the right side of your body should be on the ground. You're kind of lying on your side with these 90-degree angles going on between your torso, hip, leg, shin. Now, reach your left arm out in front of you, touch the ground. And then get ready on an in-breath. Reach your hand up toward the ceiling and then over toward your left and look to your left. Watch your hand as you breathe in and move it. And then as you breathe out, move the hand back up toward the ceiling and then back in front of you and touch the floor in front of you. And once again, slow, deep breaths in the nose, out the nose. Or in the nose, out the mouth. Moving with the breath. So you should be halfway through the in-breath as your hand points toward the ceiling, and then you should be done with the in-breath when the left hand touches the floor on your left side. And then once again, you breathe out. You want to be halfway done with your out-breath as the hand points toward the ceiling, and then totally done with your out-breath as your hand touches the floor. And we're going to do like 5 of these. So I've done 3, I think, so far. I'm going to go for 2 more. You do whatever you do wherever you're at. And as you're breathing here too, try to expand the stomach and especially try to expand the ribs. So feeling the left ribs move up toward the ceiling and the right ribs press into the ground just lightly as you breathe in. And then once again, as you exhale, you can contract it back to normal, squeeze the belly a little bit to push air out. So now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So starting from a lying down position, I got my feet lifted up, 90-degree angles. I usually like to breathe out as I go down. So now I'm lying down on my left side. I'm going to reach my right hand out in front of me. Breathing in, bringing the right hand up. And then over to touch the ground. Breathing out. Bring the right hand up again. Over, touch the ground. Once again, as you inhale, expand the mid-body, expand the ribs. Not too forcefully. And then as you exhale, contract the torso, stomach. Squeeze your abs just a little bit to push air out. We'll go for 5 of these. I'm on number 2, so I got 3 more. Moving slowly in sync with the breath. Breathing in to open up. Breathing out to close down. Suppose you could phrase it like that. All right, so once you're at 5, or if you did too many on the first time, you can do an even number on the second time. We'll wrap up with that twist motion, and then we will do a hands to thighs. It's helpful for this one if you got a yoga block. I really like to use the yoga block here. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use an empty shoebox, a book, maybe even a pillow, a cushion, anything that's roughly, this size. Lie down on your back and then bring your legs up once again into that 90-degree kind of situation. So your knees are pointing straight up at the ceiling, and then your shins and feet go kind of straight, parallel to your torso lying on the ground. The way we employ the block is you can put the block between your legs and then lightly squeeze the block. That helps activate some of the muscles in the inner thighs and get those working. It helps to kind of stabilize that part of the body. Even if you have nothing that you can use for that purpose, you can still go for that squeezing motion. Just squeeze your inner thighs lightly toward each other and feel how that helps you stabilize that area and gives you a light workout for the inner thighs. So anyways, I'm using my block for this. Then you're going to put your hand on your thighs. And what I want you to do here is lightly press your hand into your thighs and then lightly press your thighs back into your hands, almost like they're working against each other. And you'll notice as you do that, you have to start to squeeze your core. And what I want you to try to do is do this lightly. So you shouldn't be squeezing too intensely with the thigh hand pushing each other. And you also shouldn't be squeezing too intensely in the core. But you do want to be squeezing lightly in all those areas. And then you may also want to push your lower back into the ground just a little bit. Don't overdo that part. And you can also experiment with pushing the lower back into the ground or not doing that and seeing how this particular posture feels, whether you push your lower back into the ground or not. So if you've already been doing this, you've been doing it for a while. Normally I do this for 5 breaths, but try to maintain that slow, controlled breathing in the nose, out the nose. Try to maintain pushing your stomach, torso out in all directions as you inhale, and then squeezing them back in as you exhale. As you hold this posture, it's difficult to do while you squeeze your core, but this is a great way to train breathing deeply while squeezing your core. You can also choose to intensify the push with your hands and legs together. That will intensify the ab workout. Right here, I'd encourage you to do it lightly for the purposes of our session, but if you're going to use that posture in a different session, or even if you're in the mood for it right now, you can intensify that push, make it harder. I'm going to go for one more nice breath in this position. You've already been doing it for a long time if you've been doing it the entire time I've been talking. All right, and then we'll wrap that one up and move on. So next we're going to go for a kind of core workout variation of that twist that I showed you a second ago. And then we'll move on from core stuff. So we're going to do one more push with the core and then kind of move on from that. So what you'll do is lie down on your back, bring your legs up once more into that kind of 90-degree lightning bolt, parallel, whatever situation. Reach each hand out to the side, so you're like getting ready to give someone a big hug. If you want to stabilize a little bit, you can press both hands into the ground, press both arms into the ground too, but that's optional, you don't have to do that. What you're going to do is breathe in and move your legs toward the right. You can go halfway down, breathe out, bring them back toward the middle. Then breathe in, move your legs halfway down toward the left. Breathe out, bring them back toward the middle. Then we're going to breathe in, bring your legs a little further down to the right. Breathe out, bring them back to the middle. Breathe in, bring your legs further down to the left. Breathe out, bring them back to the middle. Do that 3 more times on each side, bringing your legs further down each time and touch the ground on your last set. I'm on number 4, so each time I bring them down, my legs are almost touching the ground. Breathing out to bring them back to the middle. Breathing in, last set for me, I'm going to touch my legs on the ground now. All right, nice job on that one. Next, we are going to do a bridge, so you can keep lying down. I actually kind of like to call this ramp pose. Usually it's called bridge, but I like to call it ramp pose because you should kind of resemble a bank ramp if you're doing it the right way, at least in this version. In other versions, maybe you curve your back more, but we're not going to go for a curved back in this one. We're going to go for a relatively straight back. So now, lying down on the ground, bring your knees all the way up, your feet flat on the floor. You can put your arms by your sides. Start lightly pressing into your feet. Press down through the toes, the ball mounds of your feet, and your heels. Start to squeeze your thighs just lightly. Squeeze your core just lightly. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push your hips into the air. Use your feet, your calves, your thighs, your hips, and your core to do this lift. Shouldn't be too hard, but if you engage all of those muscles, you'll feel yourself working enough. And I say ramp pose here because notice how we're kind of like a bank ramp or a launch ramp. So the feet and shins kind of form like the part that's going straight up, kind of where the deck would be if we were supporting a deck, like the top of the ramp, And then your tops of the knees all the way to your head is like the slope, that's like the bank or the slope of the ramp. Whereas, if you say bridge, sometimes the connotation is you're going to be like in a curve. And I don't want you to curve your back. I don't want you to be round. I want you to be more like a triangle, like a bank ramp. And so right here, just breathe in the nose, out the nose, or in the nose and out the mouth. Deeply, slowly, and in control. Still feeling yourself puff out lightly the stomach, ribs, and back in every direction as you breathe in. And then you can squeeze the belly as you breathe out. If you want to intensify this, another thing you can do on the exhales is pull your heels toward your shoulders and then pull your shoulders towards your heels. So you won't actually move either of those body parts, but just on the exhale, pull those things together, imagine yourself doing it, and engage the muscles to do that, and you'll notice how that intensifies the work in the legs and the core. So go for 3 to 5 long, slow breaths in this position. Then when you're ready, take a quick rest. Just going to rest for a second. If you want to kick your legs out, if you feel like you're working your legs really good, you can kind of, kick them out, loosen them up. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back into that position and then stick your left leg out. You don't have to raise it up super high or anything. You can kind of just stick it out, keep it low to the ground, keep it, somewhere around the knee. What you do want to do is try to even out the hips. So try to keep the right hip and the left hip in the same position, kind of in the same height. That's going to require a lot of work in the right leg, right hip area, as well as your core. Breathe in and out the nose for 3 to 5 controlled breaths. Your breath may shudder, your body may shake. That's okay, your body's adapting. And then when you're ready, you can put that down. Woo! Oh, man. And then when you're ready once more, go for the other side. So now I'm going to get back into that bridge pose, stick my right foot out, trying to keep my hips aligned with each other at about the same height. They might not be exactly the same, and that's okay, because this is tough to do. It can be a challenging posture. Try to keep your breath in control, in the nose, out the nose. Once again, it's okay if you shake and shudder. That's a good thing. It means your body's being challenged. All right. So that was my 3 breaths. You go for 3 to 5 of your own breaths. Whatever you need. Okay, so next we'll do a downward dog posture with some leg pumps. Just gonna give my legs a second to rest because that was a good good workout for the legs. All right, so downward dog, we can start from a tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, hips underneath, or the knees underneath the hips. Pull your toes up to get ready. And then a down dog should kind of resemble a triangular spine ramp. So yeah, imagine just like 2 banks that meet each other. You know, not a quarter pipe spine, but 2 bank ramps that are forming a spine, with the shoulders to hands being one side of the spine, and actually more like the hips to the hands being one side of the spine. And then the other side of the hips, butt area to the feet being the other side. In this posture, you want to be pressing into the hands actively. Start with your knees bent a little bit. A lot of people want to put their heels down on the ground as if that's a measure of success in this posture. But the real measure of success is proper alignment, engaging your core to support yourself, being able to push your butt up into the air just slightly. Feel how if you push your butt up into the air, that intensifies the hamstring stretch, and the hamstring stretch is really what you want out of this. Come back down for a second just to rest. So once again, the hamstring stretch is what you really want out of that. When we go back up, we're going to kind of pump the feet up and down, pump the heels up and down, alternating, to kind of loosen up the hamstring hip area a little bit. Once again, actively pushing in through the hands and arms, supporting yourself with the legs, core and hips engaged, everything engaged to support the posture. So let's come back up into that, and then what you'll start doing is pumping the back legs like so. So I'll show you that from kind of the heel perspective. So one heel goes to the ground, the other heel comes up. The other heel goes to the ground, the opposite heel comes up. And just do that over and over, alternating. You can go as fast or as slow as you feel called to. Maintaining a conscious breath. So still breathing in the nose, out the nose, or in the nose, out the mouth. Just being aware of the breath as you do these pumps. Your knees bent the whole time. Don't straighten the legs at any point, but keep a light bend to the knees. Obviously, as one heel comes toward the ground, that leg gets straighter, but it doesn't get totally straight. You should feel a kind of alternating nice hamstring stretch, and this is going to loosen up your hips too. Go for one more conscious breath. The homie's blowing me up right now. All right, that was cool. So next, we're going to go for some donkey kicks, and that's going to work the glutes and the hamstrings a good amount. Yeah, starting to feel this workout in the legs for sure. So for the donkey kick, you'll start off in a tabletop position once again. Toes will be tucked like they were when we started downward dog. And then let's start with the left leg. So what you're going to do is take a deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, lift that left leg up and behind you, squeeze the foot towards your butt cheek, and then push your left leg, or push your left foot out to the right just a little bit. So it's like your left hip is opening. So that's breathing out. And then as you breathe in, bring that leg back down. Then you can rest it on the ground for a second. The entire time you want to keep your upper body aligned. So use your core to stay strong and keep quote unquote straight back. Proper spinal alignment is never straight. The spine isn't straight naturally, but keep it straight enough so your back's not, crazy round. It's not contorting in any way, sideways, this, that. Keep it relatively straight. So once you're ready, breathe in. Then as you breathe out, push that foot up, squeeze the foot towards the butt, feel the hamstring burn, push the leg, foot out toward the right, feel the glute burn right there. Breathe in, bring that leg back down. If your hamstring starts to cramp up a little bit, you can extend that leg behind you straight, maybe shake it out a little bit to get rid of that cramp. Then let's do 2 to 3 more of those for a total of 4 or 5. So breathe in, breathe out, pushing the leg up, over to the right, opening the hips, squeezing the glute. Breathe in, bring it back down. All right, then we'll move on to the right leg. So same kind of deal. Breathe in, breathe out, push the right foot up high, squeeze the foot towards the butt cheek, feel the hamstring burn, push the foot over toward the left now, feeling the glute burn, opening the hip. Breathe in, bring that leg back down. I'm going to give you a couple alternate angles. Going for 5 of them. Now Pascal's joining the session. All right, and that was donkey kicks. So once again, if your hamstrings are really feeling the burn, you can move your legs out straight, shake them out a little bit. Look at my notes here. Don't mind me, I'm just checking my notes. Oh, all right, that's a good one. Sweet. So next we're going to go into kind of a lunge position. So we're going to go into a lunge position with the back knee on the floor. Back knee has the toes tucked, just like we've had them. Front foot flat on the floor. If you have pain in your knee, having your knee straight on the floor, you can grab a cushion, put that underneath your knee, grab a blanket, grab a yoga mat, whatever you need to do. You don't want the knee that's on the floor to feel any kind of pain. I got a nice cushiony carpet, so I don't really got to worry about it. But if I was on a wood floor doing this, I would definitely want some cushion for my knee. So anyways, we're going to start with your right knee directly above your right foot, so right foot in front. Once again, left foot, toes tucked on the ground, knee on the ground. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath in, breathe out, lift that knee for just a second, push down hard into the right foot, whole foot engaged with toes, heels, palm ends of the foot, pushing down, right leg working hard to keep you up. Use your core to keep your torso tall, spine aligned, spine protected. Just stay here for a second and then put that leg back down. Now what I want you to do is, while we do the rest of this movement, maintain that kind of same level of effort through your right leg and your core. It probably won't be quite the same amount of effort because you need, a good amount to stay like this. But what I don't want you to do is just dump all that weight into your back knee. Don't dump all the weight into your left knee. I want you to put a good amount of weight into the right foot as well as the back toes, and then use your core to lift yourself up and be tall. So right here, you can lift your hands above your head if you want, keep them to the side. Just do something on purpose with your hands, however you want to do it. Cross your hands, whatever you want to do. I keep my hands like this. Breathe in and get tall. Breathe out and move forward. Push your front knee kind of over the toes. It can even go beyond the toes if that feels comfortable for you. And then as you breathe in, move that knee back over the ankle and then go behind the ankle a little bit. Then breathe out, go forward. So we're going to alternate like that 5 times. So once again, I'll just start from the beginning here. Give you a different angle. Breathe in, get tall. Breathe out, move the whole body forward. Breathe in, move the whole body backward. And try to keep your hips aligned as you do this. So your hips want to be kind of in the same x-axis here. So you don't want like one hip out way, misaligned. You want the hips aligned. Hope I explained that well enough. Breathing out to move forward. Breathing in to move back. My toes are kind of cramping up in the back, so I'll just take a quick rest. Switch up my angle for you. I think I got like 2 more. Once again, pushing down through the front foot. Keep effort there. Take the weight out of the back knee. All right, and then when you're ready, we'll switch to the other side. So now that I've done 5 on the right side, I'll go for 5 with the left foot in front, right knee above the right foot. To start, we'll lift that right leg up to give ourselves kind of a baseline. So breathe in, get tall. Breathe out, push down hard through the right leg, using the core to keep my spine aligned and tall. Put that foot back down, but don't dump all the weight into the right knee. Keep enough weight in the left foot. Breathe in, get tall. Breathe out, shift forward. Knee tracking over the toes, maybe even beyond the toes. Breathe in, pulling the knee back above the ankle, maybe even behind the ankle. Breathe out, move forward. Breathe in, move back. Man, my legs are burning. Think I have one more. All right, man. Oh, that was a good workout. Okay, now on to the cool down. Really good workout today for that. Those legs, that core. Geez, I'm thirsty too. Need something to drink. But first we'll cool down. So, first part of our cool down is going to be figure 4. You can lie down on your back and cross your right knee over your left, or your right foot over your left knee. Lift that left knee off the ground. Put your hands behind your left leg. Hold that hamstring. And then just chill here and take 5 deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. It can be helpful to pull the toes back toward the knees. That will help kind of protect your leg in a way. Might make the stretch feel a little different too. Might give you a slight calf stretch. And don't like wrench the leg super close to you. No need for that right now. We're not trying to set any flexibility personal bests. We're just trying to relax the hips, relax the lower back as much as you can. And I'll go for about 5 breaths here. All right, so then we'll switch it up and do the same thing on the other side. So left foot crosses over right knee, lift that right leg up, hands behind the right leg, and just breathe, relaxing the body with each conscious breath. Do still feel free to lightly push the stomach, ribs back out as you breathe in. Lightly squeeze the core to exhale. Once again, not forcing it, especially now that we're in the cool down. But it may help you relax your muscles a bit more. Almost like where you move the breath is massaging the muscles in that area. Okay, next pose. This one, once again, is a great one for the block. If you got the yoga block, you could use an alternative item. You could even use a skate deck if you wanted for this one. But you can do it without the block as well. So what you're going to do is start off in tabletop. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And then bring your left leg on the outside of your left hand. Then crawl the left leg diagonally toward like the upper left just a bit so it goes beyond your hand. And then just relax in this position. It can be helpful if you're able to keep it straight back while you do this. That can help you make the stretch in the right hip better, and it can help you keep your spine aligned better. So that's what the block is useful for, to hold yourself up, keep your torso up high, back straight, and that way you can really relax into it. Once again, it's okay if you don't have that. You can just keep the hands on the ground, but you do want to use your hands in some capacity to support yourself, because this is not an intense, deep lunge. This is relaxing into a lunge that's maybe slightly deeper than we usually do. So once again, not trying to set any personal bests, not trying to go crazy with it. And you're really looking for a stretch in the right hip, upper leg area. We're lengthening that muscle. You can sit there for 5 breaths. I'm probably on breath 4-ish right now. So then we'll switch sides. So starting from tabletop, putting the right foot directly outside your right hand, crawling that right foot forward and to the right a little bit, so it's moving diagonally, essentially. I'm going to use my block, but if you don't have a block, it's okay. Put your hands on the ground, or, you know, like I said, if you got a skateboard, you can do it with a skateboard too. Let's see, put myself in position again, so I'm like, do something like this, you know. And yeah, just go for those deep breaths, feeling the breath move even into the pelvic floor if you can feel that. Almost like as you breathe, you're expanding the muscles in the pelvic floor. And once again, taking care not to go too deep into the stretch. You don't want to feel like you're ripping or tearing your hip muscle open, but like you're able to relax gently into a depth that you do not normally access. All right. Now next we're going to go for a pigeon. And if you have a cushion or a pillow, I'd highly recommend getting something like that for this pose, because it can be very intense. So I like to use this cushion to make it less intense. You can use a block in the same way too, but it'll be a little harsher. A cushion is nicer for this one. So what you're going to do is, if you have that cushion, sit your right butt cheek on top of it. Have the leg kind of 90 degrees like this. Stick the left leg out back as far as it feels comfortable. You know, don't want to go too far. Keep your hands planted in front of you. And then just breathe in this position and work on relaxing your right butt muscle and right hip area as you breathe out. And if your left hip starts to move closer to the floor, that's kind of a sign of progress, and that's a good thing. I'm not that flexible in that way, so it's hard for me to get my hip close to the floor, but you know, people who are really flexible can do this posture and then keep their back leg like flat on the floor. That's pretty difficult for me. I can't really get there. I probably could if I forced myself, but that's not what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get some relaxation out of this. Once again, staying here for 5 breaths. I probably got 1 or 2 more. Relaxing that right butt cheek. And we'll switch sides. So this time, if you got your cushion or a pillow, whatever, sit your left butt cheek on there. Having that leg make that 90-degree angle. Back leg is going to be straight out. And, you know, in a lot of postures, but especially this one, you might notice one side is different than the other. So you might be able to go deeper, or one side might feel easier. So if that, for that, you know, case, for me, this kind of left leg in front, right leg in back is easier. But that's going to depend person to person. Additionally, if you're feeling really good about this stretch and it's like kind of too easy, then you can start crawling your hands forward so you get your hands on the floor. And then people who are really flexible can keep going and put their head on the floor. But you want to be able to keep your back pretty straight as you do that. You don't want to like round your back and do that. That's not proper technique. But if it feels too easy, start to crawl your hands forward and bring that forehead closer to the floor to the degree that you can. As long as you're feeling good throughout the whole body, nothing stretching too much, and you're able to relax the butt cheek that's sitting on the cushion or the butt cheek of the front leg. That's what we're really going for here. A couple more breaths and then we'll do our last posture of this session. Relax the back leg too. My back leg often tenses up as I do this posture, so it's good to check in with that and relax, especially the back thigh muscle for me tends to tense up when I become unconscious of it. So bring that into your awareness and relax it if it's doable for you. All right, last posture, we're going to do a butterfly. Just stay there for 3 to 5 breaths. So lying with your back on the ground, bring the feet together and legs kind of splay open like this. Don't force them open. Once again, no personal best attempt here. Just relax them. You can put your hands on your stomach if you want. You can close or soften the eyes if you want. And take 3 to 5 purposeful breaths in the nose, out the nose. With each out breath, relaxing the inner thighs, relaxing the hips and lower back. Relax the upper back and the shoulders. Relax your face. We did a lot of intense postures here, and your face can tense up with a look of just aggression and intensity when you're squeezing your muscles hard and working hard. And in the practice of yoga, it can be a helpful exercise to try to relax the face muscles, especially when you're in the middle of those difficult postures. Right now we're in the cool down, but if you do this workout again, or if you do a different workout, you notice your face tensing up, try to maintain the same level of work and effort with your body, but relax those face muscles and bring some more grace to your movements and your postures. Go for 2 more breaths. Once again, on those exhales, relaxing the groin, hip, inner leg area. We've got a lot of text to read. Right, and that was it, everybody. Really great practice. If you followed all the way along, appreciate you coming with me. Let me know what you think about that. Once again, this is something you can do every day or most days just to feel good. It's a good amount of work. So, you know, if you're not used to doing any kind of exercise at all, in addition to skating, then maybe build up a little bit before you do this and skate in the same day, you know, because doing that kind of workout and then skateboarding in the same day can be a lot for your body if you're not conditioned for that yet. And to get conditioned, you just gotta, you know, exercise more and skate more and, you know, do that in a mindful way. Don't overdo it. So yeah, build yourself up. Hopefully this gave you some good tools. And of course, you don't need to do this exact workout over and over again. You can take the postures and the exercises you like the most, mix and match them in with your own stuff, and make a nice workout for yourself. All right, once again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.